another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drip. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hit scene, but I can't hear it when the crowd screams. Still ballin' like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter, what we ate for dinner, so I had
Today, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they come in as a team that looks like a well-oiled machine for the postseason, winners of 8 of their last 10.
In the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Our first carry here for Joe Mixon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers for Mixon last week, 1 rushing touchdown, yes, but look at the rushing yards. He was up near 200.
The one phrase I'd use to describe that performance, he carved up that defense.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So that'll back him up 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all they're going together is one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other is just...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
They're on 23-yard line.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Takes this to the 27, giving 4 yards. For Johnson, the numbers for his performance from last week: 19 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know and often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Oh, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament, and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. Then he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Finding room inside the 40, and finally down at the 32-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a 1st down with his very next run.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and...
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And he is going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 20-yard line. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
10 at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, gone. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 12-yard line.
Now Johnson. And here he'll get it down to the the 7. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a...
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Connection made here, Goff to Higbee. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
First quarter with the score, Bengals 7, Rams 0.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. Bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That's about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stops short of the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. L.A. readies for its next possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 41-yard line.
On 2nd and 9. Will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. He's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Cincinnati set to take over once again. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Wow,
the big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Oh, he'll let one go deep. He's got it in. Complete. And they're going to have this this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, he's definitely a big target out there, listed at 6'4", and he used every one of those extra inches to go up and make that catch.
First down, here's Burrow. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Now Burrow on first down. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
It's a gain of 7.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
The second down pass.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. 3rd down here.
He was covered by Richard Sherman.
Out of the gun, Goff. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. And that'll set them back 5. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A quick throw down complete to Ross. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. That was the safety Taylor Rapp right there on the coverage. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Right now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. As he set up the screen, that's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And that will be incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. And you know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
2nd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
So we are at halftime here. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. L.A. set to take over again on offense. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They go to Johnson again. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on third down. From the gun, here's Gone. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. And there they bring pressure from the inside and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Again, it's Mixon. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run. And look at this. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Mixon with a first down carry. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's got some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down by John.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. The deuce is wild here. 2nd down and 2 with just about 2 minutes on the clock.
But one of the ways the quarterback
hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. Have got it going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control, and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll go out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Goff hitting Woods for a Rams first.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
At the 26-yard line.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, it's gone. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The sack there by Trent Murphy. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Another try after the 1st down sack. Goff. He completes this into the hands of Miller. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling almost close on the spot, that means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
I'm impressed,
Yeah, I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun to give to Mixon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Burrow going to keep this one.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
He was taken down behind the...
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 22-yard line. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And he's got it. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Give them 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in, and they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. No success on first down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone.
And a loose football.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the receiving team.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it back.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
At the 22-yard line.
To throw is Goff. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The Rams on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Eifert has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They pick picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. And a two-score game, obviously. Every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. Throwing again is gone. They got a man. It's Woods. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Goff to Woods as the Rams move the chains. They'll find Miller. That's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain. 16 yards there and a first down again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Goff throwing again.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
Again, Goff.
They'll look underneath and dump it off to Duke Johnson.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. To the air again, Goff. This will be caught at about the 5. I call it no gain there on the first down play.
No gain on the play.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
4-yard line.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Out of the end zone. It's now 3rd and goal.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. Back in the end zone. Can he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Woods, incomplete. It's now 4th down and goal.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Today's
Well, As always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So for the Bengals, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for L.A., it's another loss as they now fall to 4-11. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.